Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store. Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, live. The Next Round is on now.
Live show now. It's the Next Round presented by Hard Rock Bets right here on Sport and State. Jim Dunaway along with Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, Tyler Brooks, and Forrester behind the big glass today as we get rolling. We'll try to make it through 2 hours without talking about NFL players coming back and more rulings. But just so you know, the Big 12 has followed suit. The ACC is expected to follow suit. And the College Football Playoff Committee is actually going to say that if you roster a pro player, you can't participate in the playoffs. So that should cover a lot of bases there. We won't jump into that today. We will get into some LSU jersey numbers. That is a sign of the times down at LSU. One guy got that jersey probably because he got his feelings hurt over the last week, and another guy got his jersey because he's dating the head coach's daughter.
Are they still together? Is that still a thing?
Is that legit?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm surprised that there's not more. Just because Lane Kiffin is such a unique brand, that there's not more of that out there. Like you see Livy Dunn and Paul Skeens all over the place. You would think that you would see more of that.
It seems like a real relationship, Skeens and Dunn, right?
It does.
Yeah.
I know you were hesitant on Kelsey and Swift all those years.
Still don't know about that one, but
they are married.
I know, but there's a lot of people that are married.
They're going to the wall for this one. At LSU, they give out the jersey number 7 every year on offensive defensive player who are considered to be the best playmakers. Now, one of them is Whit Weeks, who dates Landry Kiffin. He got the number 7 yesterday. And so did tight end Tradez Green. He got the number 7 yesterday. If the best playmaker on offense was your tight end, why have you been doing all this other crap this whole time?
That's a great point.
He's good enough to wear jersey number 7.
Yeah,
why are we even doing this?
Which is as big an honor as you can give to a current LSU player to wear the jersey number 7. I mean, they hold that in reverence. And you were out trying to shop for a guy from the NFL at that same spot?
Yeah, it's almost just like it's a flag. So, like, this is how much talent we have. He's putting more and more pressure on himself, by the way.
Yeah, and it has to be reaching the boiling point of chemistry inside that locker room too.
Yeah, got to be. And
And
that's one thing that, we'll never know until you get out there, and there's some extreme insiders that might know how that locker room is right now and who likes who and who dislikes who, but those are things that you just never know rolling into the season.
So that's what they did yesterday at LSU. So that's about as much we're going to talk about the NFL back to college scheme today, unless we get some breaking news. Something bigger than the ACC just being the last one to hook their train to this, let's ban the pro guys coming to college. I want to start off, though, with the actual games. We are 2 days away now on our countdown from college football actually being played on the field. And I mentioned this yesterday, and I want to bring the graphic up here, but Bud Elliott he had literally called this the sit your ass on the couch Saturdays, 5 of them.
Yeah.
And first of all, that's a great sign. We've got 5
This
days,
day and age.
5 of them.
Sadly, most of them are not going to be in the first 3 weeks.
Yeah, but here's the best college football weekends of 2026 from Bud Elliott College Football there, ranked by the number of prime games, and we all would say November 7th is number 1. That's a historic day of college football. And for those that may be on the audio platforms, I'll give you these games quickly. Oregon at Ohio State, Miami at Notre Dame. I mean, just stop there, and it's a great Saturday. Alabama, LSU, BYU, Utah, Georgia at Ole Miss, Penn State at Washington, maybe with playoff implications, Oklahoma at Florida, and James Franklin, Virginia Tech at probably playoff contender SMU. Man, that is a great Saturday of college football.
I don't know why we included that last one, but hey, whatever.
It looks like you needed to bounce the graphic.
Yeah, you wanted to get at 8 games. If Franklin gets it going at Virginia Tech, I mean,
look, and they've got
an upset of SMU.
Manageable schedule.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's going to look like with the transfers coming in for the Hokies, but they could be surprisingly good in what seems to be kind of a weak, balanced ACC right now.
Yeah, but boy, that first column right there, though. Go ahead.
I mean, Auburn is bringing South Florida players to Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're bringing Penn State players to Virginia Tech, it's almost
it's
like
probably an upgrade, right?
It's like they're, I mean, South Florida, I'm not saying Auburn's not going to be good. It seems like going from Penn State to Virginia Tech, I may have improved the roster there a little bit. Okay, none of these are week 1, by the way, but September 26th, so we get to this one pretty early, is the second best weekend. Oklahoma at Georgia, Oregon at USC, Texas A&M at LSU. That would be LSU coming off the Ole Miss game. Texas at Tennessee, Iowa at Michigan, Ole Miss at Florida. Now, I know what you're going to say, Jim. That's not half as good as the one you just read.
Oh, I don't know.
But it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's really good. If Michigan was at Iowa, make it a little bit better.
Yeah.
But, that's a great weekend of college football.
We don't have all the TV times on that one just yet because
and I was going to say, Brad, I wish we were in charge of the TV times.
I agree. But primarily we don't, Lance, because the SEC's got 4 games on hold in that middle window. Vandy at Auburn, Oklahoma at Georgia, Ole Miss at Florida, and Texas A&M at LSU. They're going to wait for a little bit and see how some of this plays out before they start throwing TV times on there. But, boy, if you could get one of those SEC games. Well, you've already got one early. Texas at Tennessee is in the early window. Just don't know if it's ABC or ESPN. Throw another one at 2:30, another one at prime time, and have Oregon at USC either at 2:30 or prime time. Thank you. That'd be fantastic right there.
The third best week is back into November. I mean, you look, 3 and 4. 1, 3, and 4 are all November. So November to remember again this year. Number 3 on this, Michigan at Oregon, Ole Miss at Oklahoma, Texas at LSU, USC at Indiana, wow, Utah at Arizona, and then Tennessee at Texas A&M. That's November 14th.
Lance, it's almost hard to make an argument that all 6 of those games will not have college football playoff implications. Now, I'm not saying for both teams.
And that's the design of the playoffs, right? To
I
have
agree.
playoff meaningful games in November.
Like, just go through them. Michigan at Oregon. By November 14th, you don't feel like Oregon's eliminated, and Michigan may not be.
No, Michigan. Yeah. I mean, Michigan could be one of those surprises, like Virginia Tech and the ACC. But yeah, I agree. Oregon 100% will be in it.
Ole Miss at Oklahoma. I mean,
both should be in it.
Both should be in it. Both could be eliminated. They've got difficult schedules. Texas at LSU.
Same. Yeah, I agree. Both.
USC at Indiana.
Both.
I mean, that could be do or die for USC by then with their schedule.
That's right.
Yeah. And
Utah at Arizona. I mean, both those teams are factors in the Big 12 Big 12, the race to the Big 12 championship.
Well, think about this. At that point, that's 1 week after the Holy War.
That's right.
So let's just imagine, and let's just say that it plays out like this. Utah wins that game at home in Salt Lake where they're going to be favored, should be favored. I know that's kind of flipped back and forth, but they win that game. Then they go on the road to what should be a really good Arizona team could really throw a wrench in everything in the Big 12.
And then in Tennessee at A&M speaks for itself. Yeah, I mean, that's a sweet day.
To your point, though, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, that may be an elimination game. That
could
may
be with their schedules. Yeah,
that may be the 2 SEC teams that are closest to the bubble at that point.
It's not crazy to say with their schedules that is the one game that doesn't have playoff implications. Yeah. I mean, with the slate those two have to play. I mean, you could make an argument that they're both out of it by that game. I don't think they will be, but you could certainly argue it.
November 21st is the 4th best sit on your butt on the couch weekend. SMU at Notre Dame. That's a sneaky hard game for Notre Dame. We talk about Notre Dame's easy schedule. They're the most picked team likely to go unbeaten.
Well, here's the thing. Notre Dame loses these home games. You go back to the Marshalls and the Northern Illinois, but last year it was Texas A&M.
That's right.
So, I would say, man, it'd be a much better game if it was in Dallas, but I don't know. Notre Dame seems to slip up at home.
What do you think the point spread right now is?
Notre Dame 9.5.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say 7.5.
By the time they kick?
Yeah.
Yeah, that Notre Dame team's going to be a juggernaut.
They are, but their toughest games are Miami and maybe this SMU team.
Maybe, yeah.
Texas A&M at Oklahoma, Indiana at Washington.
Indiana-Washington's an interesting game. That could,
yeah, I mean, right now I would list Indiana as a 3.5 point favorite.
Listen to what I'm about to say right here. That could be do or die for Indiana.
And Washington. It could be an elimination game for both of them.
There is no doubt.
Yeah. Virginia Tech at Miami, LSU at Tennessee, and Arizona at Kansas State. And then
by the way, he's stacking this Big 12. So Arizona then upsets Utah, who just beat BYU. Now they got to go to Manhattan in a sneaky good year one Colin Klein with Avery Johnson back for his 4th year. Then they pull off the upset. Yeah. And then at that time, we're talking about, man, this Big 12 is wild.
So 1 September, 3 November, and then there's one weekend in October 17th, that gives you Ohio State at Indiana, Penn State at Michigan, Notre Dame at BYU. There's another tricky Notre Dame game.
It is tricky.
Alabama at Tennessee, and the last 2 times Alabama's been there, they've lost. And Florida at Texas.
Now, Alabama, Tennessee going crimson orange jerseys?
That is correct.
They are, yep, absolutely. So, I mean, that's 5 good weekends there. Sadly, the week number 1 is not on there, but there's good enough games to get you through the other ones. But that November 7th at the top of the board that's a historic weekend.
Part of it is because Alabama and LSU got so good that it became the must-see game in the SEC. But it feels like for a while, that first weekend in November has been your best weekend schedule-wise of the year. It may not play out as your best weekend of the year. Some others have. But schedule-wise, it seems like more often than not, that first week in November, that first Saturday in November, we find ourselves with an incredible college football schedule. Even in the preseason, that one's amazing. I mean, I don't even know. I mean, you look at those games, and I know you were like, boy, Virginia Tech, SMU, but heck, by then, who knows? You know, the way the ACC goes, they could be the 2 top teams in the standings.
Could be.
The way that conference plays.
But, I mean, it's the most fascinating conference. Is it still the SEC just because there's so much talent? We went through 1 through 8 teams that realistically could be in Atlanta in December.
No, I think there's 8 or 9 teams that think they're going to the playoffs this year.
I mean, Florida and Auburn can be optimistic. Are you including Missouri in front of Florida? And
Missouri's ranked number 25. I don't think they belong there. I would actually put Florida at 25 before I would Missouri, but Missouri's a ranked team.
Are you including Tennessee?
I'm including Tennessee.
I'm including Tennessee.
Okay. I would include Tennessee.
You would include Tennessee as a fan base that thinks they should go to the playoffs.
I mean, 2 years removed from the playoff with Jim Knowles coming in and taking over that defense. I think much like Keelan Russell, Tennessee fans are excited now about Faison Brandon.
Well, look, I mean, the truth is, and we've talked about it a lot, Heupel gets good quarterback play. I mean, he's not quite to the level of in Heupel I trust at quarterback, but he's pretty dang close.
Yeah, he's pretty close.
Yeah,
I mean,
Ryan Day's there.
I mean, just in the SEC, Lane Kiffin, Kalen DeBoer, and I think he's right there with him.
And really Sark. I mean, I trust in Sark's quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I know Arch Manning wasn't great to start the year last year.
I just thought that was interesting from Bud Elliott, and he put that out on his socials, and it was fun to share with everybody as we get ready to enjoy this upcoming college football season together. We are also getting ready to name a few more quarterbacks. Alabama this year opens with East Carolina. East Carolina named their starting quarterback yesterday. Mitch Griffiths is the starting quarterback for East Carolina. He has played at Wake Forest, North Texas. Last year was a backup at Texas Tech, and now he's the starter at East Carolina when they come to play Alabama in the opener. Their backup is Emory Williams, who he beat out. So that's the 2 QBs that are coming to town.
Yeah, I'm not even familiar with the kid. And normally in these situations, guys find their way, even if it's from an Ohio State to an East Carolina, to be a starting guy.
Yeah. Boy, I wonder if he's kicking himself for leaving Texas Tech. I don't know if he would have been the backup behind Sorsby as well.
Well, we've got Texas Tech quarterback news that broke this morning, too, or late yesterday, which is kind of crazy. With all that said, I mean, the Pirates are replacing 21 of 22 starters. So as surprising as they were last year, I just don't have a lot of expectation. And even if they are better than advertised, how difficult is it going to be road week 1, putting this thing together with 21 new starters?
LT mentions Thomas Castellanos, who authored. He was the quarterback that beat Alabama last year at Florida State, one-time Boston College quarterback, is now the Texas Tech backup. Is there a chance, and I don't know the numbers, but is there a chance he's getting more money to back up at Texas Tech than he's gotten any time in his career?
I don't know what Florida State was paying him last year.
I think they had to pay him a pretty good amount to pry him from BC in conference.
Yeah.
But
boy,
it's possible.
Texas Tech had to have a backup.
Yeah, because I still think that although they have cleared Will Hammond for week 1, how healthy is he?
Yeah, I mean, as the Sorsby thing unfolded, Castellanos held a lot of cards because you got to have a backup. Your backup is now your starter in Will Hammond. So, I mean, I don't know what you pay a backup. I know what reportedly Austin Mack's getting paid to back up in Tuscaloosa. And it's the college version of Chase Daniel, if some of these numbers are correct. I mean, kidded Chase about it when he was on the show last week about what kind of living he made as an NFL backup. It's starting to be a pretty good spot in college, too. And that's only going to increase because as kids hit the transfer portal, quarterback depth is not what it used to be. So having a quality backup is going to be very important. Because in the offseason, your guy could bail. Well, and your room could be empty.
Like backups for Joey McGuire. Last year, it was weird because Baron Morton, who's now on the Patriots roster, I don't know if he's going to make the 53-man or not. You know, he was more of a traditional quarterback. And you look at Will Hammond, very athletic, can run the football. Now they bring in Castellanos that just kind of, goes right behind him. It makes a lot of sense.
Like if Auburn had hired John Summerall, I wonder who Auburn's starter is this year. They've got Byron Brown because they hired Alex Golish.
Well, you assume that he probably brings in same offensive coordinator, so it probably is Aaron Philo.
It's probably Aaron Philo for Georgia Tech, right?
That'll be something to watch in that game, yeah. Already, if you're an Auburn fan, you got Golish, you're happy with Golish.
That's right.
But there was a moment you thought you were getting John Summerall.
Yeah, my point was you've got your quarterback because he played for that head coach, and that's where he chose in the transfer portal. And maybe Deuce Knight doesn't bail if Golish doesn't, if it's Summerall. I don't know how that would play out, but that's the whole reason Byron Brown's your starter is because he's the head coach.
Memphis named Marcus Stokes their starting quarterback. He was at West Florida last year. He'll quarterback at Memphis. He beat out Aaron Nolan, a one-time blue-chip recruit. So those are some starting quarterbacks named. I want to ask a question about pressure and not pressure. And for that, we'll go cut 5, Tyler, if you can. Lincoln Riley here. Now, he gets asked about if he is more relaxed going into this season, and he starts off with a person who probably knows the answer to that.
I don't know. Maybe ask my wife. She might be a better judge. I don't know. I've made a conscious decision to try to be more that way. I mean, I am excited and confident about what we're doing. I mean, that's real. So, do I have that feeling of confidence, and is that fun? And is it fun to see some of these things that we've been working on for years and years start to come to fruition? Yeah, sure it is. It's been a long road here, and so seeing some of those things that came true that were just kind of ideas years ago, or thoughts or hopes or whatever, that's fun to see, and it does energize you and excite you. And I do have a lot of confidence in the football team that I think we have a chance to be, and really the program that we have a chance to be here in the next several years. I mean, it's a fun job right now for sure.
If I said give me 5 coaches that have the most pressure on them this year, and I'm not talking hot seat getting fired here, but that may be part of it. The 5 biggest named coaches that have the most pressure on them.
I mean, let's start at the top. Oregon.
You would say Dan Lanning is absolutely number 1?
Oh, yeah. He's got the same amount of wins over the last 4 years in his 4 years at Oregon than Ryan Day has at Ohio State. But you know what's missing? National championship. I think Marcus Freeman.
Wow.
I mean, I really do. They missed the college football playoff last year. You look at this schedule. They are going to be favored in every one of their games. The expectation is national championship or bust. Everybody likes him.
Yeah, the first 2 you gave, I thought seemed very comfortable in their skin and very comfortable at their jobs, and I would not have gone either one of those ways. I like your perception.
But I do think that internally they've got a lot of pressure. I mean, these guys are perfectionists, and they have done everything right except win a national championship. More so for Dan Lanning. But I think I would put him there. Sark, definitely. You guys would agree with that.
100% on Sark. He would have probably been at the top of my list.
Yeah, and I'm just going down the top 25 in order.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. and I believe Sark could get – there's a path to where Sarkisian is not the coach next year at Texas, in my opinion.
And that path might be if there is an NFL opportunity and you're like, I'm tired of beating my head against the wall here.
No, I think if they're 8-4, I think big money people could fire him.
Oh, no, I'm that too. But even at 9-3 or 10-2 and – not as deep in the college football playoff as you want to be or whatever the case might be, you could see him, if the offer were there, taking an NFL head coaching job.
Kalen DeBoer.
I mean, DeBoer is
100%.
It's a given.
It might be number
and
one.
Lincoln Riley. Those would be my 5. Now, maybe
so you
we
would
should
put Riley on there.
Yeah, maybe we should have whiteboarded this because, I look at guys like Pete Golden. Obviously, there's a ton of internal pressure there, but he took a little off himself with the way he handled the transition last year and winning playoff game.
But when you start talking pressure, what's the old saying? Pressure burst pipes. What is it?
Yeah, pressure burst pipes.
BBP.
Something like that. So
it also makes diamonds.
Yeah, the first time they lose.
Who's they? USC?
Ole Miss.
Oh, Ole
first
Miss?
time Pete Golding loses a game.
Yeah.
Especially if it's Louisville.
Oh.
In the opener.
Let it be LSU. It's even worse.
I mean, LSU will be bad, but especially if it's Louisville, then I think Golding's pressure changes. And I think it very quickly could get very heated on Golding in Oxford because of how good it's been the last few years.
And there's other ones that we could sprinkle in. I agree on Golding. Obviously, Lane Kiffin is there, but it is year one. He's doing himself no favors by all of the exterior stuff going on. But how about like a guy like Matt Campbell at Penn State? Like Penn State, you make the semis, then you fire your coach in season the next year. Like, what is the expectation there?
And now everybody in the world's like, Penn State's got a pretty easy schedule.
Yeah.
And then Matt Campbell, this guy's a really good coach. I mean, I think your day one expectations are 10-2 bare minimum. And that is a lot of pressure.
Mike Elko's done a great job in 2 years, but he can't beat Texas.
Yeah. So what you're telling me is there's a lot of coaches that are under pressure. That's the nature of the business.
Every coach is under a certain amount of pressure, and a lot of them put it on themselves. I bring this up because of a comment Louis Riddick made, and when we come back, I will tell you the comment Riddick made about a certain player, and I want you to tell me the player you think is under the most pressure this year. He named a player yesterday on ESPN.
College or NFL?
College player. Okay. That's under the most pressure. We'll get to that. NFL exhibition, we'll talk about that here in the opening hour of the next round that's presented by Hard Rock Bets right here on Sport and State. The next round presented by Hard Rock Bets on Sport and State as we roll on here. Before we jump back into our college football NFL conversation, the world continues to celebrate the life of Dolly Parton. Yesterday, 26 of the top 30 most downloaded songs on iTunes were Dolly songs.
That's
yesterday.
great. Yeah, I saw on Netflix, I was just kind of scanning around. Maybe it was Netflix or maybe it was just, I don't know, one of these streaming services, but it had all these Dolly movies available.
Yeah. So 26 of the top 30 songs were Dolly songs yesterday. And it has worked out because they planned this 6 years in advance. The next named storm in the Atlantic, we're to the D, is
Get
Dolly.
out.
Good.
Are you serious?
Yep.
I don't know if you guys saw some of the memes out on the coffin of
I
Dolly.
did. She would have laughed at it.
She would have laughed her ass off. Have you seen it?
Oh, yeah. I would imagine there's a hump there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, too. Yeah.
Yeah, her longtime joke was, I have small feet because things don't grow in the shade. That was always her joke.
But it's just amazing how long she's been an icon, because if you go back and watch one of my favorites, Urban Cowboy 1980, you know, in Gillies they have, you know, kind of a sidebar to the whole movie going on is a Dolly Parton look-alike contest early in the movie.
Oh, wow.
1980.
That's a long time. Yeah, she's very popular, and everyone continues to celebrate her life.
How about flags at half staff? I mean, you've lived a heck of a life as just a normal citizen. You never served in politics. To get flags at half mast for a week.
All
Empire
over the place.
State Building turned pink at 9:25.
The Space Needle did that. They were all over the world, really, but all over the country for sure. Structures that could light things up, lit it up pink or purple, whatever it was.
And now there's a petition in Nashville with about 100,000 signatures to rename the Nashville International Airport to Dolly Parton International Airport.
I would say that's easy.
I would sign off on that.
Oh, heck yeah. Why would you not?
Absolutely. That would be really, really cool. And I think I saw someone say that almost at the same time, the head of not the Democratic Party, but
I saw the Democratic Socialist Party. Yeah,
Democrat and the Republicans almost at the same time, almost identical tweets and posts on social media. They almost were exactly the same, celebrating Dolly Parton.
That's right. It was the head of the DSA and President Trump, and it was almost identical. And the person I saw this was like, I don't know anybody else in the world that could get two people to agree on
exactly
something.
right.
Back to what you talked about, the approval rating. Like, there is
Yep.
nobody that has ever said anything that at least we know that is negative about Dolly Parton. She's the furthest thing from polarizing.
Yeah. And just recently they've tried to ask her questions about President Trump or about this or about that, and she's like, I'm a star. I sing. I do this. I don't get involved in things like that, and that's probably why she has crossed so many aisles. Clay Travis Law brings you part of the show today.
Accidents do not wait for a good time. One bad moment, a wreck, a fall, a doctor who wasn't paying attention, and suddenly you're fighting an insurance company that does this every single day. That's why Clay started Clay Travis Law. He built the firm around one idea. People deserve someone willing to pay attention, ask the hard questions, and push back when things don't add up. Experienced trial attorneys who bring the fight to corporations and insurers, based in Nashville, trusted across the country. They lead negotiations with honesty, determination, and some Southern grit. Car and truck wrecks, rideshare accidents, medical malpractice, premises liability, product liability. If you're wrong, they want to hear about it. Here's what they promise: honesty. They don't sugarcoat your case. You're going to hear what it's actually worth, not what you want to hear. The case evaluation is free, no charge, no pressure, no hassle. Just tell them your story. Go to claytravislaw.com or call 877-222-4444. That's claytravislaw.com. No case is too big or too small.
Give me the quarterback you think's under the most pressure going into the season. Lewis Riddick gave a name yesterday.
I mean, I just don't see how it can't be Arch Manning. I mean, and I know, again, like coaches, a lot of quarterbacks are under pressure, but this guy entered college with an immense amount of pressure because of the name on the jersey, and now you kind of had a disappointing season, even though, as you frequently point out fairly, it was better at the end than it was at the beginning. He got better at the end that people tend to forget. But it's almost national championship or bust for him.
Well, I mean, I've got 5 guys that jump right now, just like the coaches. They really do. And I would start with Arch just based on the name. Dontae Moore is another one of these guys that, if Dontae Moore would have come out, he would have gone before Ty Simpson, in my opinion. I know everybody says Sean McVay and Les Snead were in love with him, but Dontae Moore would have gone before. He came back for one reason, sole reason only, to win a national championship.
I heard a discussion that it would have been closer in Las Vegas's eyes between Dante and Mendoza.
Yeah.
That maybe they would have gone Dontae Moore instead of Mendoza.
But to give up being a franchise quarterback already, to come back to college, there was one sole purpose. It was to win a national championship. He's got to be included. Darian Mensah, now going to Miami. They've done everything but win a national championship with the run last year. He is probably, outside of figures we don't know about Arch, the highest paid quarterback in college football.
More on that in a second. We've got a list for you.
I think Mensah would be right there. I think Trinidad Chambliss. It's almost like he's single-handedly carrying this Ole Miss program right now. He finally gets approved and gets reinstated. And now with this brutal schedule, Ole Miss fans just expect this to be another 11-win season. So there's a ton of pressure on him. And then I would go Sam Leavitt, another one of these high-paid quarterbacks that comes in and automatically guys like Jordan Rodgers are saying it's national championship or bust.
Can I point out how interesting it is? And I don't think you just left him out. I think you just didn't really consider him in this, and maybe rightfully so. That he's about to start his second year, did not win a national championship in his first, and we almost never mention Julian Sayin in these types of conversations, the Ohio State starter. And that is a pressure-packed job no matter what.
And the biggest play in that game was a horribly bad read when the cornerback jumped the route, pass out in the playoffs, that pick six return.
Against Miami.
Yep.
That was a brain freeze from Sayin.
It was
a great play. Probably wasn't expecting that guy to be there. Didn't look like it when he threw
Here's
the
why
pass.
there's not as much, though.
I've got a theory on why there's not as much.
He's going to play 3 more years.
That's my theory, is that he's not going to go to the NFL.
No,
it doesn't appear. He's going to play a while.
I think he's got literally 3 more years of college football. Because
Counting this one? Oh, no, with the 5-5.
Yeah, with the 5-5, he's going to have 3 more years. I mean, he is too small now. Look, I mean, there might be people that talk him into Bryce Young might end up winning 10 or 11 games, get back to the postseason, and people point to him. But I think Julian Sayin, with the money that he can make at Ohio State, I think he's locked in for the next 3 years.
Louis Riddick said the quarterback's under the most pressure this year in college football is Keelan Russell.
I knew you were going to say that too when you said it. When you set it up, I mean, I can see it. If you consider the pressure that Kalen DeBoer is under to go deeper in the playoffs, and the Alabama team is under from their fan base to look more like a Nick Saban team, which is what Alabama's fan base wants.
Right.
They can say all they want that they support Kalen DeBoer, and I think he should, because I think this show has been as out front on any show as any show. It's saying we think the guy's a really good football coach. Give him time, he'll get it right. But the expectation is get this thing more like Saban. Well, the quarterback's going to have to do a lot to do that. So I can see Keelan Russell.
I mean, internally, probably, like, if they're going to take it to the next level. I mean, obviously, we've talked about the offensive line and the running backs have got to be better. Defense has got to be where it was last year or even better than that. But he's going to have to carry a lot on his shoulders. But I just don't know a quarterback that's never started the game outside of Arch Manning that can have that kind of pressure.
I just wonder, is part of the pressure is that there's a competent number 2 behind him, the perception that Austin Mack is right there over his shoulder.
Like that leash could get yanked quickly.
I think the pressure is that jersey's crimson and the pants are white. I mean, I think that's the pressure. Alabama's quarterback, that comes with an immense amount of pressure no matter what the situation.
But obviously it does almost everywhere for a big program, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would say there's more pressure on Gunnar Stockton to win a playoff game this year after going 0-2 as a starting quarterback for Georgia. C.J. Carr has yet to win a playoff game. I think there's other guys that I would stack in front. Even, to me, John Mateer, with the expectation going into last year, how far that fell short, at least for Mateer. You know, the team obviously gets to the college football playoff, but Mateer did not play even close to his potential. So I think there's a stack of quarterbacks that would be before Keelan, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just wonder if you're a guy like Mensah, that is there anybody you look over your shoulder? I mean, no matter what I do, man, I'm the guy.
But if you don't play Cam Ward-like football, your team's not going to win every game.
Here's the thing, though, back to Russell. Like, do you think it is – like, there have been quarterbacks at Alabama and at other schools, and, boy, this is going to sound like a shot at Ty Simpson, and please understand what I'm saying. It is not. I got a ton of respect for Ty Simpson. There have been harder acts to follow than that at Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
And at other schools. It's not just Alabama. At other schools. At Ohio State. You know, there have been harder acts to follow than what Julian Sayin may be. But there have been harder acts to follow than Ty Simpson.
Jalen Milroe had a really difficult follow.
Oh, my gosh. You dropped him in right after Bryce Young.
Yeah.
the first Heisman Trophy winning quarterback in Alabama football history.
Well, Bryce Young had to follow the
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones,
and I know you may laugh, but
no,
that offense was insane in 2020.
It was the best single season offense in Alabama history, and he had to follow Tua Tagovailoa, who was one of the best quarterbacks ever to play at Alabama. I mean, there have been tougher acts to follow. And I think if you had that situation for Keelan Russell, this would be even more pressure-packed. I do think he catches a little bit of a break there. Not that people don't love Ty Simpson, but Ty didn't exactly set the world on fire. You know, Ty Simpson didn't throw for 5,000 yards and 43 touchdowns or something like that.
We are going to look back one day, especially if Ty ends up playing well in the NFL, and we're going to be like, man, you're talking about a handcuffed quarterback, how he won 11 games and got to a college football playoff with a terrible offensive line, no running backs, receivers dropping the football all over the place.
Won a playoff game on the road.
Against a great defense.
But do you think overall Keelan Russell will be viewed better than Ty Simpson this year?
I do, because I think, well, I don't know about this year.
That's right. Before he's done, I would say
before
yes.
he's done.
Yeah.
Before he's done.
You know, Dunaway has always alluded to 2027. Alabama fans don't want to hear that. But when you look at the roster and how everything stacks up, 2027 makes a lot of sense. And by that time, Keelan, you know, we fast forward this conversation in 1 year, we might be talking about Keelan Russell's the best quarterback coming back in college football.
That's right.
Could be.
Because you're losing so many quarterbacks, too. We assume.
Apparently not Julius Saying.
Yeah, not saying it. Not Arch Manning this week. We both have gone there.
Yeah. LT has Julius Saying serving 10 to 12.
Hey, would that not be exciting if you're Ohio State and Julian Saying? Hey, go on and lock me into a 3-year deal.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys right now, I'm staying through my 5th year. I'm your quarterback from now on.
How much can you pay me?
I would buy real estate in Columbus if I'm him. I really would. I'd buy a badass house, and I'd just go on and lock it down for 3 years.
Well, I mean, you really, at that point, you have a more stable quarterback situation, sorry, Brown, than the Dolphins, than the Cardinals. I mean, you start naming NFL
correct.
teams, the Buckeyes would have a better.
I got to bring this up because you know what always comes back to the Rams, because you brought the Dolphins up. I saw a graph today.
I cracked the NFL door.
No, I saw a graph today, and it was the last time the Rams had beaten all 31 teams, and the team that goes the furthest back is the Dolphins.
You were at that game.
No, the Dolphins whipped the Rams' ass at Halloween.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right, on Halloween.
And then I threw the Ottoman in the Redmond Hotel when you guys came back from 13-0. But it was 2001 was the last time.
The Rams beat them.
Yeah.
I was saying you were at the last Dolphins win over the Rams, right? Yeah, the one down Jakeem Grant returned the punt
during COVID in 2021.
Yeah.
But that's pretty wild that it's been 25 years since the Rams have beaten the Dolphins.
If you play them this year.
I know.
Here's the Oregon coach, Dan Lanning, getting asked about how ready Dontae Moore is for this season to start with all these expectations.
How would you describe Dante's determination at this point to just get out there, finally get into a game and, do what he does?
Yeah, I think he's gone through phases here throughout fall where it's like, okay, I'm completely focused on what my job is. But part of being Dante, what makes him so special is being Dante. When he's out there playing with joy, playing with confidence, knowing, hey, I've been through this a million times. We've given him a ton of different looks this fall that he hasn't really seen consistently before. And I think that's been really good for him as a player. But when he's out there playing with joy and has a level of focus and is demanding of the guys around him, we really separate as a team, and he's done a good job of that.
Yeah, he is. He's a difference maker, and they've got this is Oregon's most talented team under Dan Lanning on paper, correct?
I would agree. You brought up the fact that you lose Tosh as your defensive coordinator, and you lose Will Stein, one of the best offensive coordinators, and Drew Maringer is coming in and taking over this offense. And I don't know. I mean, I just assume they're going to be really good, but there could be some cross communication, and things might be a little bit different for Oregon this year.
Here is, do you have something?
No, it's just
some smirk on your face.
I do. It's just a random. I can't get past it though. Like when we watch Oregon video, I feel like I'm watching video from Mars. It's like Oregon is this displaced college football program out in the middle of nowhere. We're like, oh wait a minute, we've got video from Oregon. It's just like they're.
And what does his cup say? Like I'm not a coffee guy.
I can't tell.
Baristas love to put a name on there. Is it Good Lanning?
It says Coach Lanning.
Coach Lanning? Okay. That's probably from the smoothie bar in their performance center.
It should be.
But do you understand what I'm saying? Is like it's like there's this displaced program that's out in the middle of nowhere, and it's Oregon, and they're like, look at us.
Does it add to it the fact that every press conference looks like they're sitting in a boardroom meeting?
It does. That backdrop helps.
I've always hated that look. Yeah. Sitting in that chair at that table.
And it's the players do it too. It's like every time I see Scott cutting stuff up from Oregon's video, like press conference stuff. I'm like, God, that looks so weird to me.
Because
Like, it looks like they're at a city council meeting with the microphone and
I know.
everything.
The wall looks like leather. It looks like that's a
It
leather
does.
wall.
I like how our friends from Toyota they sneak in there though.
Sneak it in.
Yeah, but I'm with you, Brooks. It does look like he's a U.S. representative in Congress, and somebody's in front of a panel. He's like, okay, Coach Lanning, if you will, you've already been sworn in. Let's go ahead and
Got to press a button for his mic to turn on.
Yeah.
It's got the red little ring on it.
I'm going to plead the fifth here. I'm sorry.
If you remember, you only have 5 minutes.
You brought up Mars. I saw these pictures from Mars yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw them.
I did.
Yeah, those things. The resolution on the pictures from Mars were incredible.
Yeah.
It just looked like a bad day in Arizona.
It did. I thought to myself, that looks sort of livable.
Oh, God. I got a lot of people I'd
again,
like to send.
if you don't like green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks sort of livable.
Yeah, like I really expected to walk in here
Jeeves,
today.
can you pull them?
I expected to walk in today and Forrester have some AI version when that camera starts to pan and get over to something over here, some funny joke of his, like, quarterback, Falcons quarterback room, Dusty and Relics over there. But they were amazing photos that came down yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you look like you're in the desert.
Yeah.
The second one up now.
Yeah, I mean, livable. Yeah.
That first page was the
the first page was the one,
number
but-
2.
Yeah. That one right there?
Yep.
I mean, boy, it's like Phoenix, man. I did not like Phoenix the first time I ever went because people got rocks for yards and everything's just brown.
Do you guys wear 30 or 50 when you're out, playing golf?
I wear 50 on my face.
What do you think you'd have to wear on Mars?
You're further from the sun.
Further from the sun.
That's good.
Yeah, but I think there's more
I think
sun
the atmosphere doesn't help you.
exposure or something on Mars. Yeah.
I roll with a Sport 50, by the way.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I had heard at one point there's a certain SPF that once you get over it, it really is.
I've heard that,
You're
too.
only buying into numbers.
I think it's 50.
Anymore. Is it 50?
Yeah. We are SPF 100 here on the next round, presented by Hard Rock Bets and Sport and State. Real quickly, the highest paid quarterbacks in college football, an updated list from Pete Nakos at On3 Sports through their research. These are what the highest paid quarterbacks are getting paid. And you mentioned a couple of them, LT, so we've got the dollar figures to back that up. Darian Mensah, according to Nakos, and these are pretty firm numbers at On3 Sports, north of $6 million is what he's making.
Good for him. I think he is for sure one of the best quarterbacks in college football. Is he worth $6 million? I think the only way you get your $6 million back is if you make a run like you made last year, right?
There's only one NFL rookie quarterback that would make this list.
Fernando?
And it's Fernando Mendoza, and I don't think he's number one.
No, he wouldn't be.
Yeah. Dontae Moore and Trinidad Chambliss both at $5 million, according to Pete Nakos.
Chambliss had all the leverage because Kiffin had left and would gladly have taken Chambliss with him. And it was a victory for Ole Miss to keep him. So, buddy, he cashed right in.
How many guys are working their ass off right now saying Trinidad at this time last year, nobody knew his name. He was coming out of Fair State.
Fair State transfer, probably making nothing.
And now he has hit the equivalent of the small lottery in Florida.
Right.
So if you're sitting there in Blinn Junior College or,
I could be him.
Ferris State or all
Hutchinson.
those.
I could be him. Play hard.
Sam Levitt and Josh Hoover at $4.5 million. Damon Williams, who was trying to leave, hung around with his $4 million contract.
That ain't a lot in Seattle.
And then Drew Messamaker, $3.5 million at Oklahoma State. If I'm the head coach there, man, I'm taking you with me to Oklahoma State, and you're still gonna
work me for that.
Yeah, you're gonna work me for $3.5 million.
Hey, Coach Morris, I love you, but I've got other opportunities.
Oh, he had options, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he said, "Listen, your system worked."
Yeah.
Because of me. You're making $7 million a year because of me.
Yeah, Lane would have taken him.
Highest paid quarterbacks, that's Pete Nakos on 3 Sports. Always great research to get from Pete there. When we come back tonight in the NFL exhibition play, still to come, 3 brands that have taken a step back. We'll explain that to you as well. But a little NFL football next right here on the next round presented by Hard Rock Bets on Sport and State. Hey, the NFL has pulled the plug on the Pro Bowl again, probably for the final time. They've done the Manning thing the last couple of times, right? So they're not even going to do that now. They're going to announce a Pro Bowl team every year, just to continue that tradition. 88 players on the list, and they'll be invited to a celebration party out during Super Bowl week this year in Los Angeles. So if you're a Pro Bowler, you'll get a chance to be honored at a big party in wherever the Super Bowl is every year. So it'll be sort of an announcement, no game, no flag football, none of that stuff anymore.
I mean, I can't remember. Like, I didn't even know the Mannings. I guess maybe I knew they were doing something.
Yeah,
but
remember they did those games?
It was Manning produced, Omaha Productions, but they did like flag football and skills competitions and stuff like that.
Each Manning coached a team, AFC, NFC.
Yeah, I never saw it, but like way back in the day, I used to love the old Aloha Bowl.
Yeah, I don't know why it felt better in Hawaii, and players participated.
And they played an actual game with pads. I hated it because it was always the sign that it was the very last football you'll see.
Yeah, it was very sad. It was a very sad way to end the season. Yeah.
I think it was an honor at one time because people started to defer, and I think what happened was people started to make more money. Like, it used to be a way to get a pretty good check and a good vacation, and now these guys are making so much money, it's just not that important. I wonder what the attendance will be like for this event in Los Angeles.
Yeah, it sounds like it'd be a private party, to be honest.
Yeah, but I'm just like, I mean,
you mean among the players?
Like, if Josh Allen gets upset in the AFC Championship, do you think Josh Allen's going to show up at this party?
Hard to think that he would. All right, part of the show being brought to you by the folks at Crockett Coffee. This is 100% pure Arabica beans, high-altitude beans, small batch roasted, all right here in America's heartland. It ships fresh roasted, not sitting on warehouse shelves for 6 months like some brands do. You can get it in a light roast, a medium roast, a dark roast, decaffeinated if you want that, organic, or even that very popular mushroom blend. They've got that at Crockett Coffee. Comes whole bean. Comes grounded already, or in the K-Cups. If you have one of those machines, you can take that in your mornings and get a subscription right now. And it'll show up on schedule all the time. Change it or cancel it anytime you want. That's the way the free market intended for things to work. Free shipping on orders of $59 or more, and there's discounts for veterans always. And Crockett Coffee partners with Tunnel to Towers, building mortgage-free home for families of fallen service members and first responders. Good coffee made in America, doing some good work. Go to crockettcoffee.com. It's the coffee started by Clay Travis, Buck Sexton, and Buck's brother Mason. It's crockettcoffee.com. CROCKETT, crockettcoffee.com. NFL exhibition tonight. Pittsburgh, Buffalo, New England, Cleveland, San Francisco, and Vegas, and the Rams and the Chargers. I'll start Rams-Charger, not because you're a fan there, but that is a popular pick to sort of be a Super Bowl preview, 9 o'clock NFL Network tonight.
Well, look, I mean, the majority of people are going to have the Rams representing the NFC just because on paper and what we saw last year to improve that 12-win team that really should have gone on and won a Super Bowl, I understand why everybody's saying that. On the other side, the Chargers have made a couple of adjustments. We talked about Mike McDaniel calling the offense now. They lose Jesse Minter, their defensive coordinator now as Baltimore's head coach. But I think the Chargers are going to be improved. Interesting thing in this game is the Rams, once again under Sean McVay, have not played a starter at all in the preseason. They are 2-0. But this could be like an Austin Mack situation based on this. So it looks like Ty Simpson, Stetson Bennett's going to be the number 2. Ty Simpson will get the start tonight, but Matthew Caldwell will come in and play probably the second half. He was the backup to Arch Manning last year. Nobody knew this because he never played at Texas, but now he's getting an opportunity in the NFL. He's not going to make the roster, but I just think it's interesting that it's a Matt Castle-like situation.
But Simpson starting is not indicative of what the actual depth chart is right now.
I think it is.
You think Simpson's the backup week 1?
No, I think Simpson starting means he's at the 3.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's not indicative that he's in front of Stetson Bennett.
This is the weekend that we don't get a lot of the starters.
And that's what I was trying to say.
Everything's pretty established
That's
now.
what I was trying to say. This does not mean Simpson's the backup. This means Simpson is likely the 3.
This is you're trying to keep right now 4 running backs. Who is that 4th you're going to keep? You're keeping 6 receivers. Who is that 6? You'll see those kind of guys play this weekend.
Yeah.
And Matthew Caldwell, this is just an exhibition tape for him to send other.
Now, Justin Herbert is going to start for the Chargers. Really weird how these coaches have different beliefs on who should play in these games.
Feels like a roll of the dice.
He's going to play 7 to 9 plays.
Yeah. 7 to 9 plays.
Hopefully one drive,
So,
right?
yeah, 7 to 9 plays. How is that going to impact you? You do not play a regular season game for 2 weeks now.
I don't get it.
I don't get how 7 plays in an exhibition game.
You know how it
is gonna
impacts you if he goes down in those 7
Yeah, that's a bad impact.
Yeah, because you have these controlled practices.
Yeah.
Like the Rams and Chargers may have gotten together this week and done some mutual practices if they didn't, but you have earlier in the year.
No contact quarterback.
No contact quarterback. You're more controlled there. Nobody's hitting the quarterbacks there.
That's right. Yeah, you know what they do in a live game? They try to hit the quarterback, and I just don't see how 7 to 9 plays in an exhibition game tonight is going to help you when the season starts 2 weeks from yesterday, right?
The
in
most
Australia of all places.
And it's crazy how these butterfly effect moments. But the most impactful injury I remember and almost breaking down watching this was when the Chargers played the Rams in 1999, the final preseason game, and Trent Green went down with a knee injury. Rodney Harrison hit him low. He was done. Dick Vermeil gets on the podium, starts crying. Kurt Warner's going to be our guy. I was like, who in the hell is Kurt Warner?
Yeah, this guy. We're done.
There it went. They won their first championship ever that year, and you never know what's going to happen, but that was at that point it seemed like a devastating injury.
Here locally, I was at a place called Baumhauer's Wings when that happened, and I was hosting the original the league that was owned by the wrestler McMahon. What was the name of that league? XFL. The original XFL coaches show with Jerry DiNardo as the coach, and we were recording it with a live audience at Buffalo Wild Wings, and that happened on the screen. And that's all we're trying to do a show, and that's all everybody in the sports bar is talking about is, oh my God, in the exhibition game, the Rams just lost their starting quarterback.
Yes.
It was crazy.
Yeah, and I'll stick with it. You guys have heard me say it before. Trent Green from Indiana, way before Fernando Mendoza would have won the MVP that year, they still would have won a Super Bowl.
Good analyst on CBS now, by the way. I like Trent Green.
But all those players were so good around him.
Yeah.
Yep.
So here's my question, and we'll talk about the rest of the games in a second. But my question, I am of the belief that I do not like the NFL preseason. I hate these preseason games. Why not just go to 18 games? I think the players would sign off on this. Let's go 18 games, no exhibition games.
And you do all your roster cut downs from the joint practices?
Joint practices
the
or
problem
camps
with that
or
is
whatever.
I think the joint practices are primarily starters, right?
However you want to build your team, you build your team.
Yeah, I mean, the beauty of the preseason for the franchises, it's the players hate them. There's no doubt. I think you're right. The players would say, we will completely punt preseason, and you can play 18 games.
Yeah.
The owners like the preseason because it's pure profit for them.
And I've still never understood how it's pure profit because the television's weird on preseason.
It is, but they don't have to pay the players. The players make a base salary for preseason, and it's a smaller than normal salary.
But it's base.
It's
Yeah,
base.
but how much money can you make on tickets to a preseason
I think
game
they make a
and
lot because I
concessions?
think they sell. Do they sell them as part of the season ticket? Do they cram those in there, or they sell them separately?
I think
can't
they're
remember.
separate.
So anyway, the owners do make some profit on those things, and they sell the TV rights, not for the big money, but they do sell them locally, and they make some money on that. And parking, concessions, all those things add up. So I do think the owners like them because of that. But the players, I think, would be fine. I'll punt that. I think where the franchises would not like it is, how do I evaluate roster spots 53 to 73?
Joint practices. Back to your point.
But I think the joint practices, you're working your starters.
You
mostly.
are, but you still mix in these guys. And again, I'm all about what is equitable. And this is equitable if everybody's just playing 18 games instead of the preseason games. And the NFL Network can get involved and show a lot of these joint practices. Like as fans, I'd rather watch a joint practice than a preseason game anyway.
To me, and listen, it's bad either way, but to go down in an exhibition game or go down in week one of an 18-game schedule, I would much rather go down it's more palatable to me to go down in a game that matters than an exhibition game.
Yeah, when Tom Brady went down week one against the Chiefs and Matt Castle took over, you're like, damn, that is a terrible break, but it's the regular season.
But I think they want to start when they start, right? You're not saying push the NFL to week one with college football. I think they still like to start that week after Labor Day.
That's fine.
And now, this year, the Super Bowl is Valentine's Day, so that 18 games would push it almost to the end of February, which, again, I'm not complaining about. You could play the NFL till March 5th, and I'd watch it. I don't care.
And President's Day is the 15th, right?
Yeah, you're finally getting what you've always wanted.
Yeah, except we'll still be working.
Except you'll be working. But
we will, but a lot of people.
A lot of Americans will get it.
Good for them.
Okay, give me a storyline you're watching on these games tonight. First one, 6 o'clock NFL. Pittsburgh and Buffalo tonight. Storyline you're watching in this one first, Lance.
Pittsburgh and Buffalo, I guess who is going to be. Mason Rudolph is going to be that number 2, but Drew Aller, can he stick?
Yep.
Can he make a run? We kind of know what you're getting with Mason Rudolph. The future quarterback, I don't think is on this roster, but could Drew Aller make that push?
Buffalo's done a pretty good job of getting some weapons in the receiving corps this offseason for Josh Allen, right?
I think they've gotten better. You know, it was interesting. It got really heated this morning. I was watching our man Dan Orlovsky, and he was talking about how bad not how bad they were, how unknown the Ravens receivers are. And there were other guys on the panel that are like, these receivers are better than Buffalo's. And I mean, he was really going to bat for the Buffalo Bills receivers. I don't know. DJ Moore is a huge addition.
That's my point.
Yeah,
with the Bears now to the Bills.
But outside of that, like, you know, Shakir was good last year. Keon Coleman still hasn't done anything. Kincaid's a solid tight end. And, you know, James Cook's a really good back, but they still, I mean, outside of, if Josh Allen was to ever go down and Kyle Allen took over, whew.
Patriots-Browns tonight, 7 Central, 8 Eastern on Prime.
Well, you're not going to get Watson, Sanders, or Dylan Gabriel in this one. You're getting Taylon Green in this one.
Wow.
The former Arkansas quarterback gets the start for Cleveland tonight.
I made a prediction back in May when he got drafted that he will start a game this year. He has just got raw talent, and, you know, he's a full-out sprinter, massive guy that can just fly. He's just got all of this raw talent.
Do you think they keep him and punt Dylan Gabriel?
I know. Let me back up. I think Gabriel may play tonight. I think they're trying to evaluate Gabriel and Green.
Yeah, look, I think what will happen is you've got to carry 3, and I could see them have a 4th on the practice squad.
San Francisco and Vegas tonight. Mendoza's had a great game and a so-so game. Be pretty interesting to see what he does tonight against the 49ers.
Yeah, he's been really, really bad under pressure. And, you know, you're going to get a lot of that in the NFL. I don't think he had to deal with nearly as much of that last year in Bloomington. But, yeah, it's more about – and also identifying some weapons for this Raiders team. You know, Genty right now is questionable with that ankle injury. You know, you got Brock Bowers, but – speaking of wide receivers, you don't have a lot of wide receivers on that roster.
And Rams and the Chargers at 9 o'clock on the NFL Network tonight. You can get a play on some of these or all these games at lanceslock.com. More on them coming up in our next round show a little bit later on. When we come back, we'll do 3 brands that have taken a step back. 1 sports brand, 1 pop culture brand, and 1 consumer brand. We've all got 3 we're going to throw on our whiteboard. That and more college football talk in hour number 2 of the next round, presented by Hard Rock Bets here on Sport and State. Hour number 2 of the next round presented by Hard Rock Bets on Sport and State. Back to some college football stuff and a little poll that we've taken on the show here, but about brands that have slipped a little bit. But my wife is not a sports fan. She's actually a Methodist pastor.
That doesn't eliminate you from being a sports fan. You said it like
yeah, you're right. You can be a Methodist pastor and a sports fan.
Yes.
But she usually doesn't keep up with what's going on in sports. But I'm walking out the door feeling like I'm running a little late as I try to beat Forrester here every morning. He beats me now about 92% of the time.
Dunaway, Scotty.
I got him today, though. So I'm walking out the door, and, I mean, literally, I've got a coffee, a water bag, and I'm shutting the door as you do like this, with sort of your elbow trying to shut the door. And she's like, back from walking the dog, she's like, hey, man, what do you think of this good controversy?
I got him on my list.
And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Do you really?
I do.
Yeah. And I was like,
I'll go ahead.
You've got a lot of good gear, don't you?
Let's don't say a lot. I want to see where America comes down.
Jim's kind of distanced himself.
I've got 2 hats.
Yeah.
Well, you know what'll happen. I mean, Callaway already got pulled from Costco, I think.
Explain to everybody what's going on and what's the controversy, because all I've seen is a 4-second clip that you showed me in the studio in between one of our Sport and State commercial breaks.
Well, do you want to wait till you get to yours?
Yeah, can I do it when I get to mine, and you come back with what Maggie said?
All right. Well, no, she did. She's like, I watched it. I just can't believe they pushed that girl down. And I was like, well, what if it had been a guy? They pushed a guy down. Still would be a bad commercial. I was like, I don't get it either.
Yeah.
But I don't really have enough to talk about it, and I'm trying to get out the door. All right, so
Maggie, hush. Wait a minute.
No, I didn't say that.
I know.
Yeah, but I did have my good hat on when I said it.
Push her down and leave.
3 brands that have taken a step back: 1 sport, 1 pop culture, and 1 consumer. Let's let Brown go first.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, you changing something?
No.
Okay.
I just got to write it.
Brown's going to go first since I've wiggled into his big board here, and then we'll get back to some college football news that is going on as we're 2 days away from the week 0 start of the college football season.
Okay,
all right,
good.
Brown has locked in his answer.
Yep.
Give him to me, Brown.
All right, my sports brand that has taken a step back, the Miami Dolphins. To say the very least, this used to be a very proud franchise. They're the worst team in the NFL right now with a new coach. They've completely taken probably multiple steps backwards, if being honest about it. But I think this generation doesn't know what a good franchise this used to be. In the 70s and 80s, it was among the best franchises in the NFL.
I mean, I think your big flex right now is that the Rams, the last team they beat, or the furthest team back, was the Miami Dolphins in 2001.
That's it. We'll print a T-shirt. Yeah. We'll put a T-shirt out on that one. My pop culture brand that has taken a step back is MTV. Do you get MTV anymore?
Well, I think it went away, didn't it?
No, it's still there.
It just plays Rob Dyrdek's ridiculousness for 24 hours.
Yeah, they
a
don't
day.
do anything.
But do you get it? Who's your service? Are you YouTube TV?
Yeah.
Are you YouTube TV?
I am, yes.
I am too. Do you get MTV?
I don't know.
Do you get MTV?
I get a lot of channels, but I only go to 7 of them.
I feel pretty good that I get MTV, but have I watched MTV in the last decade? No.
You know how I know? I don't know if I get MTV. They don't have a live sports play-by-play. That's about the only thing I watch on YouTube TV.
I mean, there's 1,000 channels that I get on YouTube TV, but I only go to 7 of them, it seems like.
Yeah, I'm with
you. It's still owned by the same group that owns Paramount. So
CBS Paramount owns MTV.
Yeah, because I see the Moon Man plant the flag on if you're watching any Paramount productions.
That's right. But I mean, think about MTV. We all grew up watching that, whether it was music videos, their original productions, whatever the case might be.
But see, I thought I saw last year that the MTV Music Awards actually outlived MTV.
Yes.
So there is still something called MTV on the dial.
Yes, but it's just a channel. It's not music television.
Okay.
They phased the music videos out in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, I appreciate Brown doing a list from 2007.
Yeah. Brown, they've actually been playing music. They actually played music less than the amount of time people have complained that MTV doesn't play music anymore.
All right, let me bring it.
So just real quick, Brown, here's what you've got. You got Jersey Shore coming up, the Challenge, the Champs versus Stars.
But if I told you you've got to watch that tonight, you wouldn't know where to start.
16 and Pregnant, Acapulco Shore. Yeah, I mean,
and Pregnant.
Yeah,
Acapulco Shore.
Yeah.
We're branching out.
Yeah. And then finally, my business, my consumer brand that has taken a step back is Good Good. So to completely explain this to Maggie, if she's watching, if not, you
explain it to me like I'm 5.
Good Good is a golf influencer brand. They made their name in the golf influencer space and have gotten so big. They've got their own clothing line, as Lance pointed out. You've got just a bare minimum hats, not a lot of gear.
I've got two.
Two hats. But they make golf shirts. They're very loud golf shirts. It's not my cup of tea, but I see a lot of people wear their gear. They were sponsoring a PGA Tour event next year, not like a big tour event. I think it was a tour event.
Is it?
I think the tour has distanced themselves.
Not LPGA?
No. Well, that'd be even worse, wouldn't it? But Good did a commercial in conjunction with Callaway Golf. And basically to describe it, I need them back here too, Jim. Basically to describe it, some of the good guys are standing around talking. It's like I'm having a seizure. Some of the good guys are standing around talking. I'm just going to lay it down.
How about I hold it for
please.
you?
Good guys are standing around talking. Thank you, Lance.
I think we've got your list. It doesn't need to stay up like a Dropbox.
I'll lay it down.
We've got your list. You're trying to make it like a TV graphic.
Yeah. They're doing a commercial, and there's a Callaway golf bag in the foreground. The dudes are talking. A girl walks over to grab a Callaway driver, and one of the good dudes runs over, tackles her to the ground, stands over her, would have gotten a 15-yard penalty in the NFL. This is actually a penalty in the NFL. Stands over her and says, "Don't ever touch my driver." I mean, literally, it's a flag of the NFL. For good, it may have ruined their brand. I mean, it has been a complete.
You roll that out. Don Draper rolls that out in the '60s as a madman.
Oh, it gets thumbs up right away.
They sell the shit out of some golf gloves back in the day.
But none of it makes sense to me. Like, what was the point of the commercial?
Don't touch my driver.
Because it's so good as a Callaway?
The point of the commercial is I value my golf clubs more than I value you. I mean, that's essentially what you're saying to the commercial.
That is.
If that was a guy, would it have been any different? Like if
it would have been a little bit different. Yeah, the fact, I think it would have been totally different if it's a guy.
Yeah.
Nobody bats an eye.
Yeah, because domestic violence.
Yeah.
The
fact it was a female, a dude tackling a female to the ground.
So y'all are trying to get women out of having jobs in commercials now? I mean,
y'all nothing.
Is it taboo to use other people's drivers?
It's not my favorite thing. Like, I've let you use mine before.
So you don't like it, though?
No, I don't. I mean, it depends on how good the player is. If it's a good player, I'm fine. But if it's a bad player, he could sky.
He doesn't want someone like you touching his drivers.
I just literally said I've let you use mine.
Yeah, but you said you didn't like it.
Okay.
If it's a good player, I don't care.
Yeah, it's being played up as depicting violence against women.
Right.
And the fallout has resulted in pulled retail merchandise, postponed television broadcasts, and dynamic tension regarding the brand's partnership with the PGA Tour is what is being said here from the robot on a quick Google search.
Yeah, not a great moment for good. Or Callaway Golf. I mean, Callaway's feeling the brunt of it, too.
Yep. Golf Channel has indefinitely postponed the highly anticipated premiere of its Big Break times good reality show.
Yeah, they were joined together doing a joint thing.
First I heard about it, Maddie, girlfriend at home a couple of days ago, she was like, "Hey, that new putter you got, it's not Callaway, is it?"
So she wants you to ban Callaway use?
Oh, yeah. She said no Callaway in the house.
Yeah.
No Callaway in the house.
Wow.
Watch out. You're going to come home and have a Callaway sticker on Chilean Bullet.
Yeah.
Get rid of them.
That's extra bad. You can't have Callaway in the house or dogs in the bed.
That's right. Yep.
And then that's when Maddie's going to say, sorry, they're Callaway. No, that's good.
Yeah.
What is your list?
I am going to start. This is going to be unpopular, but they went from 15-2 to 6-11 last year. They were 10-0 in one possession games in 2024. Last year, they dropped back to 1-9 in those one possession games. Kansas City Chiefs taking steps back. They don't have, I know they brought in Kenneth Walker. Patrick Mahomes is not going to be the same Pat Mahomes. I know everybody's believing this is going to be a big bounce back, but that is my sports brand that is taking a step back. Tyler, if you could pull us an Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande used to be she was a top seed for me.
Yeah.
I mean.
What's going on here? Yeah. She has gotten skin.
Okay, Ariana to the left, Ariana to the right.
I never understood why you liked her so much, but
you can't deny that whatever is going on in the middle, like she stopped eating.
I mean,
she ate some parasites that are eating her from the inside out.
Jim, whatever you feel about her, left photo and center photo are not the same person. You would admit that.
No. And the right photo is my favorite. I don't know why.
Do you have that bunny mask?
The costume. The bunny mask? Is that a leather bunny mask?
I do like the right one the best.
It is indeed, Brownie.
I mean, the right and left Ariana is not even close to the current 2026 Ariana.
That is accurate.
She has absolutely killed herself. She can still sing.
Yeah, no, she's 33 now. So
But she still should be in that prime with her kind of money, her being a pop singer.
I think she just lost too much weight.
Well, yeah.
I think what happened, a lot of these celebrities have been doing that buccal fat removal on the cheeks, and it just makes them look like an alien.
So
Yeah,
that's where they take out fat cells on your cheeks?
Yeah, I think they suck it all out of your cheeks.
And they put them in mine?
I mean, I could just
I
have a
guess they're
simple
trying to-
conversation with her. Look, go back to whatever you were doing before.
Yeah, it was working.
Before all the
Oh, my.
that was a disaster.
Might want to move it away from your little tablet there.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, by the way, we've got a water shortage up here. It has nothing to do with data centers. Internally, everybody knows about that. So I have to scamper to go get my water. Son of a bitch.
Or you need the ice now, too.
These guys get on me. If you're new to the show, some of you are. These guys get on me because in fact, I'm having medical issues because I overanalyze and stress out about the smallest things,
Right.
including every segment of every show, all 1,269 we've done. And I thought I had a horrible first hour coming off of a horrible show yesterday.
Yeah.
So
we never noticed.
I was
Never.
stressed out that I have not been performing well this week in our big new launch, that I have not had a good week of broadcasting.
Now that
But
did get
now
brought up in the meeting when you were gone yesterday.
But now, the first 11 minutes of this segment between Brown's seizure and LT flooding the set, I feel like I'm now the best performer on the show.
I think Brown did that. Did he not?
No, Brown did.
Let's go back to a replay there.
I'm not even touching it.
I thought you hit my thing. Did it not?
No. I'm
Okay.
sitting
So
over
it
here.
just it
just
slid out.
slipped. Yeah, they don't. As I showed earlier in my seizure, they don't see.
So
I think
anyway,
we've determined we need
I like-
some sort of easel or something for
Yeah,
these market
I've
boards.
got a
The
solution.
Ariana picture was up during the live show, so
Okay.
I cannot definitively say if
So we
Brown
don't,
did
not
we
it.
don't
touch
have
it.
the
We do not have the spillage.
the spill and the
What
gallon
was
of
it?
water going out.
We do not have the exact moment
Damn.
of the spill.
Sorry.
because wasn't it Progressive where they would take a timeout, they'd throw the flag, and they'd go look under the hood?
I'm going to want to see that again.
I would love to look under the hood.
Yeah. I've been sitting over in my home business.
Back to that.
Clay Travis in 12 minutes,
Oh,
and
I
he's
forgot about
probably
that.
debating whether or not he has made a good choice or not.
Since she started the Wicked, the movie stuff, she's completely fell apart. And then my number 3, Outback Steakhouse. I don't know if they're ever going to be a sponsor. Probably not after this. But I used to love the Outback Steakhouse.
Yes. I mean, once a week for me.
Yeah, I would go on Sundays typically. And this was when I was first married. This is in the early 2000s. We would go on Sunday nights, and I loved it. I loved getting the cheese fries to start off. I would do the Alice Springs chicken.
Alice Springs chicken was terrific.
I would do it with the sweet potato, get some of those cold, big Bud Lights with it. And the last time I went in, I got a hairball in my mouth. They offered me a Chocolate Thunder from Down Under to make up for that. The service is
taken that.
terrible.
Yeah.
There's rags laying on tables. It's just become a shitty product, in my opinion.
Well,
So-
if it's the one near you, that is the worst.
they shut it down.
Outback in the
one's gone.
state.
No, that one's gone.
Oh, that one's gone
Yeah.
now.
And
Okay.
that was my experience. But you know what? If you're part of the brand, this is about franchisees. You've got to make sure that they carry the brand with quality.
Yeah.
And they did a bad job, and so the Outback needs to do some damage control, in my opinion. But that's my brand that took a step back.
Yeah, I pulled up some pictures of some recent bloomin' onions, and there's a crayon for scale. This
Boy, it
looks
has gotten
absolutely
smaller.
Oh, my
yeah,
gosh.
boy, it's gotten smaller.
And
hasn't
then
And it
here
looks
you've
disgusting.
got the slop you can get delivered from Outback.
No, that looks like dead insects in the middle of that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait for Clay to send the email. Hey, guys, big deal with Outback.
Yeah.
You guys give away a free blooming onion on every show.
Every show.
I hope my third one isn't a sponsor coming up either. Here's mine. I'll try to manage the board properly.
Don't spill anything. Oh, no.
To me, the Yankees. I was just in New York for a week. And by the way, Nick crazy. They're crazy about the Knicks coming off the championship. But I think the Dodgers have stolen the Yankees' thunder. When I was a kid growing up, young in sports broadcasting, the Yankees were the team with the money. The Yankees got all the superstars. The Yankees were America's team. If you were,
They took a weird dip in the 80s, though.
yeah, but if you
that
were,
was
but
the
if-
only bad year. The only bad years they had.
and look, they're still going to make the playoffs. They may win the world championship, but it just doesn't seem like the Yankees are what the Yankees have been. It's the Dodgers now.
The Dodgers are the talking point. If you watch any Major League Baseball and people talk about payrolls and where is the bar right now, it is the Dodgers. I know the Dodgers are 1-4 against the Braves.
But just
Braves
wearing
fans love
sports
that.
hats, I see a ton more Dodger hats now than I used to see, than I
Yeah,
do
I
Yankee
agree.
hats. And it
I
used to
agree.
be, I mean, you were
Everybody
not even a
wore
baseball
Yankee
fan.
hats,
You
yeah.
have a Yankees hat on. Alex Cooper.
Oh, what did she do to you? Because I know you were a big fan.
I was, but she's pregnant, so it's been a tough, 9 months of pregnancy.
I thought you liked the pregnant women.
Well, I do. They glow. It's the beautiful part of life. I just don't think she is. It seems like she has jumped the shark, and all of her.
So since she left Barstool,
they'll never make the money back the deal they gave her SiriusXM.
No. That's sort of when it started to go down. I think the big deal at SiriusXM,
Right.
and I think the big deal that Stern got from SiriusXM, Howard Stern.
I agree. He's never been the same.
Went down at that point too.
But it took him a while.
It did, but I mean, they progressively get a little lazier and do less work.
And she's got more going on in her life now. She's not single. She's married, but it's just not as good as it was. And then for me, it's McDonald's. Do you guys remember when you were a kid how cool it was to go to McDonald's?
I used
how
to
good
love
it was to go to
But
McDonald's.
I remember my parents never wanted to take me, so they probably fill it out
I
of the way we
do.
do.
We didn't have nearly as many options, but I will say this, and I only have McDonald's, I don't know, every 6 months maybe. It seems consistent, though. It seems like the same. Like, I can taste the cheeseburger right now.
Yeah.
So I think the consistency's been there.
But-
like, the wow factor of going to McDonald's isn't what it
I
once
remember going in. I vividly remember this. Me and a buddy, we would go in and order 3 of the 20 McNuggets, so 60 McNuggets, and we would split it in half, 30 and 30. I mean, imagine sitting down eating 30 chicken McNuggets. But
I used to
when
get,
you're a teenager, I mean,
I used to get what's the
pretty bad,
biggest?
right?
What's the biggest nugget? 20?
20 was back in the day.
What
Yeah.
was your favorite nugget shape? Because all
I
the
didn't really care.
Well, all
Yeah.
the chicken nuggets, there's set shapes. You got
Do
the
you
boot.
know how many nuggets it takes to consume an entire beak from a chicken?
Not many. Yeah.
I'm gonna guess like 2.
How many would you get?
And the talon?
I would get the 20 and a Big Mac meal.
Oh,
I'd get a
yeah.
Big Mac, large
Yeah.
fry, large.
Is
Coke.
that when you had a gut?
Oh, this is you were a teenager,
this is
right?
back when I was a teenager.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was burning left and right. I got a gut now.
Housing talons.
It just seems like the little thin piece of meat is smaller than it used to be. The Big Mac's not what it used to be. McDonald's.
I haven't had their burger in
the
quite a
fries are
while.
still good.
Yeah.
Fries are still good.
I haven't had their
Everything
burger.
else down.
I occasionally go through and get an Egg McMuffin at breakfast, but I haven't had their burger.
I think, unfortunately, I think a lot of these people are starting to get smaller on the portions. You guys saw the sandwich I got from Jimmy John's the other day. It was embarrassing.
Well,
It was
okay.
embarrassing.
That was sad.
It was bad.
According to Luke, you also, well, at least he ordered it for you with like none of the ingredients
Okay.
it's supposed to come with, and you
Yeah.
only
I
had
ordered
meat
number.
and cheese.
First of all, Jimmy John's. I like the product. I don't understand why you've got to add cheese. Cheese should come as just part of the sandwich. So I told him, get me a number 4, add cheese. He comes back. He got me a number 4 with just cheese and the meat. But it's like one little layer of the turkey and one little piece of cheese.
It was all bread.
It was all bread.
It looked like you were just munching on a baguette during the whole meeting.
Yeah. So I just loaded up mayonnaise and put chips on it and tried to make a semblance of a sandwich.
Y'all had a meeting without me?
Well, that's why we had to talk about your performance.
Yeah,
And y'all had sandwiches?
and sandwiches.
No,
it was
there
catered.
was, there was
Lance
a
had a
sandwich.
Yeah, and apparently you barely call it that.
I think you had a doctor's appointment.
Yeah. So, okay. There's the brands that have taken a step back. We'd love to see yours in the chat room as well. One college football note here before we get to Clay Travis coming up on the other side. Talked about everywhere. I was shocked that this blew up so much. I was getting texts from so many people, including Damien, who watches and listens to our show every day. Damien sent me a text yesterday and said, why? With 8 question marks. And it's the ESPN dropping the ticker during college football broadcasts. He seemed to be upset by it.
Well, I do not understand.
I like it too.
I couldn't understand when Lance was so passionate about it. I don't understand why anybody looks at the ticker.
Yeah, but everybody had an opinion on this yesterday. I thought we should celebrate it.
Yeah.
It seems to be an awesome when we get to the actual games to have less of the.
I think
the
it's more
screen covered up.
gamblers. I think more gamblers like the ticker.
See,
for
that
sure.
surprises me, though, because I would assume if you're gambling on a game, you've got it on your phone.
Yeah.
You're constantly checking it.
I'm usually watching that game.
Yeah, or you're watching it or constantly. I would see, because that's what people said the first time we talked about it. Well, it's gamblers. I'm like, I don't think gamblers wait for it to cycle back around.
No, I think what happens, though, and again, this is a bad example because I was talking about having 16 games on at one time, but you're watching and then you see East Carolina Army roll and you're like, damn, East Carolina was up 27. That's been cut to 13. I need to dial in on this now.
Yeah. See, I hate it because, they'll have the Little League World Series scores and they'll have
WNBA is what Lance says,
WNBA or NASCAR, and I'm waiting to get back to college football, and then it'll only give me the top 25 over and over and over again. I want all the scores. And they've got a plan, guys. They've got a plan that they're going to keep giving you scores in a way that's more noticeable. Some of it's going to be over the score bog.
Yeah, see, I don't know if I like that.
Scores over the score bog.
Yeah.
And some of them may just be like we used to have in the old days. And I used to love this. Like Alabama just threw an incomplete pass on second down. They're gathering back up in the huddle, and they'll pop up in a lower third. Oh, by the way, Army's just scored on Notre Dame. They're up 17-10, fourth quarter there.
Or just the one full Dixie Crystal scoreboard graphic that's got all the scores together.
This shows you when we were getting on the verge of both gambling and fantasy. I saw a TikTok the other day, and it was an old NBC, NFL on NBC game, and they called it the 10-minute ticker. And that was their promise. Every 10 minutes, we're going to give you the NFL scores. And I'm like, imagine how taxing that got during the game. Every 10 minutes, we're going to go to a full screen of all the NFL scores.
Yeah.
This is the NBC 10-minute ticker. We'll give you the scores every 10 minutes. So clearly that was their thing that year is people want scores every 10 minutes, man.
Yeah. Settle down. When we get to the games this weekend, you'll see the lack of the ticker and how they're going to do it. I'm told you're going to like it. You'll be okay with it. So nobody panic before the college football season.
I mean, again, I like it, but I can do without it. It's not that big of a deal.
This is the next round presented by Hard Rock Bets on Sport and State. Clay Travis is next. Back with you on the next round presented by Hard Rock Bets. Here on Sport and State, Tony Petitti gets a contract extension through 2033. Real quickly, the grade you give Tony Petitti as commissioner of the Big Ten. A, B, C, D, F.
I mean, they've won national championships 3 straight years in his reign.
Basketball last year.
I kind of got to give it an A.
Yeah.
He sort of has taken control of college athletics right now.
He's the most powerful man in college athletics.
Yeah, I give him an A as well. Show today being brought to you by our friends at XXXY.
The mission for them, in their words, empower female athletes to take a stand for fair competition. So they did just that. Jennifer Say, she was a former national champion gymnast. She was also a Levi's brand president, and she walked away from that massive corporate job rather than say something she didn't believe. And she walked away and started XXXY Athletics instead, the T that launched a movement They are also the official home for Nashville Balls gear, Clay Travis' future WNBA franchise. XXXY, the official apparel provider for Nashville Balls merch. It is real athletic apparel, not just a slogan on a shirt. Performance tops, tanks, sports bras, leggings, shorts, training sets. They've got men's and women's gear, hoodies, hats, their graphic tees, all right there at xxxyathletics.com. New customers get 20% off your first order when you sign up and free shipping over $100. Go online, xxxyathletics.com. That's xx-xyathletics.com. Clay Travis joins us now, founder of Sport and State. You see him on Fox as well, and Fox Sports coming up this football season. What is up, Clay? How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Doing awesome. Thanks a lot. A lot of places we can go. I will start with the naming of Faison Brandon, the Tennessee quarterback. We've talked a lot with you about him and where Tennessee will go at quarterback. He's been named since you've been on. What has been the reaction of the Tennessee fans in your world to the naming of Faison Brandon?
I think most people expected it. It's a investment in the years ahead. I told you guys that David Gabriel George, DGG, who some people may have watched in that game that they played against Brentwood Academy. It was ESPN Thursday night last week. He's a freak, 5-star, one of the most talked about recruits in the history of the University of Tennessee. And so I think the idea is you got a true freshman quarterback, first one starting since 2004. If you can get to 7 to 8 wins this year, you're setting the table to be really good next year. So we'll see. And obviously, if he comes out and he has a truly impressive freshman season, then Tennessee, I think, is going to be talented enough to contend for a playoff berth regardless. But my expectation is he'll be what most freshmen are, at times really good, at times really bad. There's a great line that you guys, I'm sure, have heard for many years. He's a guy who's going to make the band play. The problem is you don't know which band. And I don't know who initially said that, but I think it speaks well for what freshmen in major college football are going to accomplish. I do think Tennessee's defense is going to be really good. They should have a very good rush attack, talented at wide receiver, good offensive line. So I suspect that he will be very much of a game manager for much of September. And then we'll see when that, Georgia Tech will be a challenge in week 2. We'll see what happens in that game. But then I think a lot of Tennessee fans are circling that September 26th game against Texas when Arch Manning, Steve Sarkisian and company come to Knoxville as sort of the first real test that he will be put through.
Clay, last segment we did a little exercise on 3 brands that have taken steps back. We each did a brand, a sports brand, pop culture brand, consumer brand. I went Kansas City Chiefs. I went Ariana Grande. I went the Outback Steakhouse. If I was to ask you first, a sports brand that is taking a step back for you.
Over what period of time?
Nike if you just feel like, it's easy to say from 24 to 25, they went 15-2 to 6-11, but I just feel like that they are on their decline right now. The Kansas City Chiefs.
Nike. When I was a kid, Nike was the coolest brand on the planet. Stock has collapsed over the last several years. I don't know what tennis shoes you guys wear. I wear the On brand of tennis shoes. I absolutely love them. They're a lot better than Nikes in my experience. They feel better. I got like 4 or 5 pairs of those, and I'm not even a shoe guy. On decline, Alabama football. You guys used to matter. Now you're barely hanging around the top 10. And then pop culture. That's a good one. I would say superhero movies, with the exception of Spider-Man. Most of them have been bombing over the last year and change. And even the ones that they tried to say were successful, Superman, for instance, I don't think it really kind of moved the culture. I did enjoy the most recent Spider-Man. I think it's probably the most vibrant of the comic book superhero franchises. But in general, I think the decline of the superhero franchise film has been pretty substantial.
I think Doomsday later this year is supposed to be fantastic, right?
It will do well, but it won't
the
do
new
as well.
Avengers, yeah, my my wife is excited. She takes my 11-year-old. They have already, I think, bought us tickets. So we'll see how it is. I mean, Avengers Endgame was really, really good. We'll see how the new one is. But yeah, look, I love the Spider-Man movie. I thought it was really well done.
I'm interested, Clay, on how you feel about what has gone down in the last 48 hours with the Big Ten, the SEC, the Big 12, soon the ACC, Notre Dame, and the College Football Playoff Committee all talking about NFL, NBA players being rostered and the penalties that could come. This seems common sense. If you're a college fan, and I watch a guy play for the Buccaneers one night and then he's going back to play for LSU, that doesn't seem like that should be legal or allowed. Where do you stand on that, and how do you think the big commissioners have handled it?
Well, I mean, it can't be allowed, right? We saw it happen in college basketball last year. The challenge is as soon as you try to implement any rules at all, then you get a lawsuit alleging that it's an antitrust violation from an individual player, asserting that he still has eligibility and is being deprived of the money that he could earn from that eligibility. So that's why I think Congress needs to act and give an antitrust exemption, because you can rip the NCAA, and I think they deserve it a lot of times. You can rip the SEC or the Big Ten or any other organization affiliated with college sports. But the problem they have is individual athletes are filing often in jurisdictions that are very favorable to them. We used to call that forum shopping when I was back in law school, which is, Trinidad Chambliss files in Mississippi. You've got Brendan Sorsby filing in West Texas, and you're likely to get judges that are favorably predisposed towards the individual players based on the jurisdiction that has been chosen. And the players, by and large, are winning a lot of these lawsuits against the larger entities that are trying to restrict competition. We need basic rules, regardless of who you're a fan of. Basic rules of governance that apply everywhere. And right now we don't have them. And I think college football and college basketball, which are the two sports that have the greatest financial power here, when it comes to player value, they're falling apart. We got to fix it.
Do you know what the likelihood of getting an antitrust would be? I mean, they don't just hand those things out, do they? But Congress is
that's what Congress is trying to do. I mean,
Yeah.
I think they felt good about that being able to be passed in the Senate bill. That was a big part of giving them an antitrust exemption. And for people out there who really are, and then the House has been working on it too. Greg Sankey, commissioner of the SEC, Tony Petitti, I heard you talking about him, Big Ten commissioner, have been working on this. I mean, it's a huge part of how they spend their days. Lots of presidents, lots of college athletic directors, whatnot. The antitrust exemption, if you make a rule, let's say that you say, hey, you can only have one transfer. And I am a player and I've already transferred once, and there's somebody else offering me $250,000. I'm going to immediately sue and say that you are restricting my ability to earn an income. We usually have antitrust exemptions that are embedded in collective bargaining agreements. So if you go back in time and you look at, say, the NBA, LeBron James at his peak is probably $100 million a year guy if he were on the open market for a salary. He takes less, the floor gets elevated, but when you collectively bargain, and this isn't just athletes, right? When you're a member of a union and you collectively bargain, there is a restraint of trade. But when it's bargained for, the government is not able to allege it's an antitrust violation because it's been collectively bargained with the union. There is no union to bargain with. There is no players association to bargain with. So Congress has to step in and give colleges an antitrust exemption, or any rules that they put forward are subject to being challenged in courts. And that's what we've seen happening on a regular basis.
I don't know what these NIL contracts look like. The assumption is they're year to year, but we were talking about different quarterbacks coming back this year. I brought up Julian saying, I don't think he's 6 feet tall. I don't think he's got a future in the NFL. With that said, he's only got 2 years in. He's got 5 years full eligibility left. I said I believe he's going to be in Columbus for 3 more years. Do you think we're going to see like athletes that sooner or later get locked in on multi-year deals that become public?
I'm not sure if he might not get recruited over. By which I mean, I'm not sure Ohio State wants him for 5 years. And that's not a shot at him. It just means that there may be available quarterbacks. Remember, we basically have 1 year free agent deals done every year. After this year of college football coming up, there'll be 2 or 3 guys that we're not talking about at all right now that all of us would say that's a top 6 or 7 quarterback in the entirety of college football. And maybe Julian Sayin doesn't play that well. Maybe without Jeremiah Smith going forward, Ohio State says, hey, maybe this guy is not the difference maker we thought he was. And so I think that can turn into a challenge for him. We've certainly already seen it where Ohio State made was it Kyle McCord, if I'm remembering correctly, who was the quarterback at Ohio State that ended up at Syracuse. They moved on from him. It may be a situation where they decide, hey, we don't want this guy going forward. There's a better option out there.
One more question on the brands. Brown's brand was Good Golf. I'm sure you've seen the ad, Callaway, the controversy, the firestorm going on right now. Have you seen the ad?
Yeah. I tweeted it out a little bit ago. I don't understand this controversy. I mean, it's just I don't know the ad. I think I heard that they're trying to do some sort of obsession play, that movie that went mega viral. I haven't seen that movie, so obviously I'm not going to get the reference. But in the grand scheme of things, we've got people behaving badly with women, actually engaging in violence, actually engaging in criminal allegations against them. And it doesn't seem to impact brands at all. And this sort of silly 10-second clip, I tweeted it out, is so egregious that people are deciding the product shouldn't even be on the shelves. I don't get this at all. I also would just say this is also further evidence for why I never apologize. I think when you start to apologize, then there's a feeding frenzy. I don't understand why they would apologize. Hey, you didn't like the ad. That's fine. If you don't want to buy our product, that's fine too. That's how marketplaces work. But the idea that suddenly the product shouldn't be available on shelves, I saw the ad. I don't get it at all. I mean, do we pull? Athletes have been charged with egregious criminal related issues. I don't remember demands that their product be pulled off the shelves. Maybe I'm missing it, but that to me, I don't understand how this is so egregious that there has to be some sort of major campaign underway to limit the availability of their product in store.
But you would agree, though, I mean, whoever passed this, I mean, we know how super sensitive the consumer is now. And for their board to sit back and look at this and say, hey, thumbs up here, thumbs up there.
I'm like Clay, though.
I'm sure that it's not the board. I'm sure it's not dissimilar to when Bud Light decided that they were going to have the trans person doing the Bud Light cans. A lot of times you have a marketing agency or you have a marketing guy and that's in charge of reviewing all of the content. I'm sure the board is not sitting around watching every video that goes out from Good to ensure that it meets product specification and expertise, right? I mean, the bigger the company is, the harder that gets. You employ people that you hope are not morons. And if people are morons, then I think you should fire them. So I don't know who technically has the ability to hit publish on that video when it went out. I don't know how many people saw it, but I'm pretty confident that the CEO didn't see it. I mean, look, we've got a much smaller Brit business at Sport and State. I don't review every video that goes out from the Sport and State accounts. I don't review every video that goes out from your show or any other show. I'm sure there are things that we'll tweet that I'll be like, I don't know that that was perfect. I don't know that I would think that that's the excellent, the most excellent version of brand representation that we could have. But I trust everybody to do a decent job. So I don't think this was some sort of larger corporate decision that went through a lot of layers of control. If anything, they probably are putting in new layers of control to ensure that there's some sort of brand safety guidance. Remember, by the way, I thought way more egregious. The WNBA put up a video of 2 of their top players gambling on a game. from the official
From the
WNBA
official account.
Yeah, that was amazing.
And nobody cared. Nobody. They actually had players gambling and talking about the fact that they were betting on the game, and it came from the official WNBA account. And people are more angry about in the world of sports a girl getting tackled in a satirical video than they are actual star players saying, "Hey, we are." We're out here and we have major issues with gambling going on. Imagine what would happen if 2-star male athletes were on video gambling in their game. Everybody would talk about it. The WNBA just said, hey, this was supposed to be lighthearted. But my point on that is just the league is run by morons, and they put out a moronic video, and it came from the official league account. I'm sure a lot of people did not see it. I'm sure they're not vetting every single video. So I would kind of say that it's akin to what Good did, except I think the WNBA video is far more significant, and it's been receiving far less coverage.
As you evaluate the first week of your new Sport and State, go back and watch the first 11 minutes of this hour of our show. We did a lot of we fumbled a water bottle. We dropped we fumbled a lot of things.
Yeah.
I saw it look like LT was cleaning during a commercial break, and I thought that's probably not a good sign for how things have been going.
Yeah, and by the way, our overlord boss says we're supposed to break at 40, so we're running a little long
behind.
now. Yes,
he will give us time. He will give us time though to promote. He will be in Birmingham tonight. Hutton and Withrow with him. The kickoff party at Walk-Ons 280 in Birmingham, presented by Bud Light and Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. Clay, you're going to be here tonight, and you'll take photos with anybody. You'll talk to anybody. You'll hang out with anybody. It'll be a fun night.
Should be. Yep. I'm going to be hopping in a car, headed down there as soon as I finish my shows, and be hanging out for a couple hours, and then we'll turn around and drive back. So it's going to be another long day, late night, but yeah, all good.
We appreciate you doing it.
Yeah, that's quite a commitment.
Yeah, we appreciate you doing it. No joke. All right, Clay and Buck coming up when we're done here in about 18 minutes. Thanks, Clay. We'll see you tonight.
All right, see you all tonight. Appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Take care. Clay Travis with us on the Sport and State presented by Hard Rock Bet, and he will be in Birmingham tonight. Again, if you're anywhere near Birmingham, Highway 280 Walk-Ons, and you can swing by and hang with us, talk to Clay. Hutton and Withrow will be here as well. So the vast majority of Sport and State going to be right there in the same place.
When you guys showed me that good video the first time, I was like, I still, to this moment, I still don't know what they're doing, except I told you guys there's got to be, it's like the first chapter of another release that would come out to make it a 30-second commercial. Like, you get the feeling that that was the first 10 seconds, and as Clay was pointing out, the next 20 seconds would be the girl getting up and coming back to the driving range another day maybe and getting her revenge on the guy with a Callaway driver.
But here's the thing. Like, if I saw that commercial, would it offend me? No. But I would be like, I can't believe they threw that out there with,
that's
just
the thing.
The temperature of society.
I think most people like us, like, I wasn't offended by it.
Yeah.
I've never seen Obsession, so if you're going to do satire, you better do a really popular movie. And I don't know that Obsession's popular enough.
But I don't know how much the overlap between
and I didn't think of that. I've seen Obsession.
Golf consumer and Obsession fans.
Yeah.
Like, it is a massive movie, though.
But it does look like it was, because it's so short and it has no meaning at all. Like, it was the first part of a bigger campaign. The rest of it is going to come out, and I guarantee you it was planned for the person, the female that was knocked down, to come back and gain, like in the movie, gain her revenge against the guy who pushed her down.
She beats him by 5 shots the next day or something like that.
With a Callaway driver.
With a Callaway driver.
Yeah.
But I think most people are like us, like, I don't watch it and be like, oh my God, I'm offended. But then I also watch it like, this day and age, how's that get through? And I don't think it goes to the board of directors, but there were a lot of hands that had to get through, and it made it through all of them.
Yeah, maybe not as egregious as the Kenyan getting netted in the Super Bowl commercial for 2 feet ahead.
No.
But, I mean, those are those moments where you're like,
woof.
Damn.
Yeah, how did that get there? Yeah.
All right, when we come back, some college football to the top of the hour. I'll ask the question, how many preseason top 10 teams lose in week 1? We're on a pretty impressive streak of 5 straight years. We've had a top 10 team lose in week 1. 1, 2, 3. Give me 3 teams. The top 3 teams with the best chance of losing in week 1 that's in the top 10 when we come back on Sport and State. Dandy TV schedule for week 0 and then a sneak peek to week 1 here in my hand. We'll talk about a streak that's going on in college football where a top 10 team has lost in 5 straight years, and I don't think we have a top 10 versus top 10 matchup in week 1. After Brownie tells us about our friends at Perfect 10 Mortgage.
Well, the name says it all. Apply in 10 minutes, close in 10 days. That is the whole idea with Perfect 10 Mortgage, a mortgage that is simple, fast, and fair. 10 minutes start to finish right from your phone. No stack of paperwork, no sitting across a desk from a banker who talks down to you. And you check your options, it won't ding your credit score. You find out where you actually stand before you commit to anything with Perfect 10 Mortgage. Date the rate, marry the house. Get the house you want right now. If you're buying new construction, you can ask about the builder program. Builder-funded rate buydowns that can get you a rate the banks simply cannot print. How many credit cards are you juggling right now? Every month you send the minimum payment. The balance never moves. That's because interest is eating you up. It doesn't have to stay that way. Perfect 10 Mortgage can use the equity you've already built in your home to pay off higher interest credit cards and personal loans. Roll everything into one simple monthly payment. One payment, one due date, a whole lot less stress. This is Perfect 10 Mortgage. Here's how you get them. Perfect 10 Mortgage, or call perfect10mortgage.com, or call 855-789-1010. That's 855-789-1010, or perfect10mortgage.com. Perfect 10 Mortgage, a DBA of Network Funding LP, NMLS 2297, equal housing lender. All borrowers must qualify. This advertisement is not a promise to make a loan. Perfect 10 Mortgage in pursuit of a more perfect mortgage.
All right, number 1, Ohio State, no problem. Ball State there in the Horseshoe, 11:30 a.m. on the Big Ten Network. No concern there, obviously.
Not a bit.
Yeah, I really, and not to jump the gun here, I think there's only one in play.
Okay. That jumps the gun. But I agree with you.
Yeah.
But there are some in the conversation here, which includes number 2. That's an interesting game. It'll be fun to watch. Boise State in Oregon, 2:30 on CBS.
I just don't see any way. You go back 2 years ago when they played this game, I think it was in the second week of the season. Ashton Genty was big. It was a one-possession game. But
Gave up a kickoff return, as I remember it. Oregon had a big kickoff return that flipped that game.
Yeah, and Oregon, 24.5-point favorite here. I just don't see any problem for the Dogs.
But if I had to pick one so far, I'm picking that one.
Yeah, Eddie George's Tennessee State team playing Georgia. He's not there anymore at Tennessee State, is he? He
went to Bowling Green.
Yeah, took a Bowling Green job. Tennessee State, Georgia, 2 o'clock on the SEC Network Plus is streaming. Notre Dame in week 1. Lambeau Field against Wisconsin.
It's still a 3-touchdown. I mean, they're 20.5-point favorites. Wisconsin, I don't have any expectations going to be any better than they've been the last couple of years under Luke Fickell. And I think this is going to be Marcus Freeman's best Notre Dame team yet.
I would agree with that on Notre Dame, but Brownie, this is the games that Marcus. It actually would be helmet-wise a better than some of his losses.
That's what I was going to say. Wisconsin's not in the MAC, so it really doesn't measure up to some of the losses he's had. But if you just say the losses he's had are head-scratching losses, this would certainly be a head-scratching loss to Wisconsin.
Yeah. We get a Pac-12 SEC matchup in week 1. Texas State and Texas. I'm right about that, right? Texas State's a Pac-12 team.
Are they?
No, I don't think so.
I think I'm 100%.
Well, maybe.
I think I'm 100% right. Brooks, check that for me. Texas State Pac-12 team. I believe they are, aren't they?
Yep, that's correct.
Wow, Texas State's in the Pac-12.
Yeah,
they're in the new Pac-12. They were the last add to the new Pac-12 to get the nice round 8 teams in football.
I would pay to see Texas lose this game. But they're a 30.5-point favorite. There is no shot.
Indiana never plays anybody in their opening game, so you can skip over them.
Yep.
Miami in their opener. Who does Miami play? It's somebody pretty bad as well, too, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't put them on the sheet. It's so bad.
No, they play Stanford. That's that Friday night, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I mean, it's at least a conference game. Yeah. Stanford's awful, but it's a conference game.
8 o'clock ESPN on a Friday night out at Stanford, but Stanford could be one of the worst teams in college football.
It'll be interesting if Stanford goes out and plays like really good football this week against Hawaii and wins that game by double digits. Then I think people will view it a little more interesting. But right now, at least the number is 24.5 Miami on the road.
Missouri State and Texas A&M. No worries for the Aggies there. 6 o'clock on ESPN. Let's skip number 9 and go to number 10, Oklahoma, who they opened with UTEP. No worries there. The biggest concern, though, is Louisville and Ole Miss.
Yeah, that's the only one that's in play. You know, if LSU was technically a top 10 team, then I think you could make the argument that Clemson, under a double-digit dog right now, getting 9.5 points, could be that team. But I think right now it is Louisville. I mean, I think Ole Miss is going to win this game, but, man, that number, 6.5, the pressure on Pete Golding. Everybody's talking Louisville, maybe the second-best team in the ACC. I don't know. Do you guys feel an upset there?
I am concerned about it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm an Ole Miss fan, I'm not comfortable. No. But I just look at it. Do we have the better quarterback? 100% you got the better quarterback, right? Do we have the better running back? 100% you got the better running back. Do I have the better roster? 100% I got the better roster. Do I have the better head coach? Maybe one day, but I think people respect Jeff Brom.
I think people would go Jeff Brown right now.
Sure. Over Pete Golding. Why would you not? Yeah.
You know, this is one of those situations where I love to see the chaos early, but I don't want to see Pete Golding. This would be so uncomfortable for him to lose this game. Like, I want to see Lane Kiffin lose his. Back to, I'd love to see Sark as a 30-point favorite lose to Texas State. I don't want to see Golding lose this game. That is going to be awful.
Yeah, and it's such a tough game.
It is remarkable that's the only top 25 matchup we have in week one. I discovered that last week when I was going through the schedule. I'm like, man, we've got a week one with one top 25 matchup.
I did not know that we'd lost a top 10 team, a loss in 5 straight years.
I didn't either.
Some of that is, I mean, we had Texas and Ohio State playing each other last year, so we were going to have a top 10
LSU,
team lose.
Clemson were playing each other last year, too.
Yeah. So you some of that has just been we've had top 10 battles.
We have better schedules.
LSU, USC 2 years ago might have been in that same situation.
Yeah, not the case. Not the case this year. So Ole Miss is the only one that could keep that streak alive and take it to 6. Here's what is happening at Ohio State. They're doing a makeover of the U at Ohio State. And I want your take on these field suites that are popping up now. They've put these field suites in at the end zone at Ohio State. Auburn has, I think, 4 or maybe 6 that they have in the corners at Jordan-Hare Stadium.
It's like a small refrigerator.
Boy, it looks janky.
12 seats are in there. 8 standing room only. You can get 20 in there.
If you want to go to a game for a social event to not watch a game, that's what you want.
Boy, it just looks janky, though, doesn't it?
Give me Forrester's microphone.
Point of view is terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, they're on the end zone. Forrester, you see with this one camera guy? For an Ohio State, those dotted lines are for the media there. How crowded would that end zone be?
Well, that's my first thought. What does it look like behind that end zone? Are they going to start a policy where you can only shoot from the sidelines?
So
there are some stadiums where that's the case.
Yeah, like South Carolina and LSU, didn't you have to shoot from your knees in the end zone, Scott?
Well, at South Carolina specifically, you cannot shoot from the end zone at all.
Just not enough room.
Yeah, there's not enough between the back line and the hedges.
Yeah, but at LSU, you got to be on your knees, right?
Got to be on your knees
because the seats are so low.
But nobody's going to pay for these suites if the media is in front of you.
$142,000 a year is what you're paying for these suites.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I bet you they're not letting the media shoot from the end zone then.
Scott, were you still shooting games at Jordan-Hare when they installed the field level suites?
No.
Okay, so my most recent time shooting games was 2024 when I was still with 3340, and they have field level suites at least in
corners of the end zone.
Each corner for sure.
Yeah, down on the side of the field where Auburn runs out of. They don't have them on the other end, and it is tall enough where you should be able to stand. And you used to be able to stand to shoot the games as a photographer. And now, because of how much money that people are paying for those 2 corner field level suites, they have an employee from the university that just stands down there with game day ops and yells at the media members to go down to their knees and shoot games because of how much money they're paying.
Get down. But even the Jerry World, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, I don't like those field suites. Do you?
No. And I've never been in one, but Mercedes-Benz, I've been down there during Falcons games.
But that's different in an NFL game. An NFL game keeps the sidelines empty. Like college games, there's a million people on the sidelines.
Yeah, but I'm
NFL,
still saying the point of view is not good down
great,
there.
but you can at least see it in the NFL games. In the college
I've never
games,
understood the ones at Jerry World.
I don't either.
They sit so low. It's almost
they're
like
underground.
they're below the playing surface.
Yeah, it's like you're watching from a dugout.
Yeah. And you're looking at big NFL players' butts the whole game.
Yeah, I think it's more of a social event.
Maybe that's what they want.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I think we've all been in skyboxes before, and that's fun, and you get drinks and food, but you can't watch games.
You don't pay attention to the game. I've done it before, and it's better than sitting in the rain or sitting in the searing heat. but you're not into the game in the skyboxes.
Right.
I mean, it is a social event.
Your stat of the day as we leave on Sport and State today, the third largest freshman class in all of American colleges this year. What school do you think had the third largest freshman class, 10,127 strong?
I will say the University of Florida.
Indiana University. They're the hot team now.
It happens. Indiana,
Yep.
IU. Only behind Arizona State, who had 17,000 plus freshmen.
Holy crap.
Texas A&M, 12,000 plus freshmen. Indiana's third largest freshman class in the country, 10,127. What has changed at Indiana?
They've started winning football games, and they're on TV all the time, and it looks fun. I mean, it happened at Alabama. They've doubled their enrollment since Nick Saban first got there, if not more than doubled. We see it happen like at smaller places like Gonzaga and Butler when they make NCAA tournament runs, but they're smaller private schools. When one of these big state institutions does it, why not just cash in, right?
Yeah. I always call Arizona State's enrollment, they have the rut philosophy. They bring in one really good co-ed and 4 male deers follow.
That's right.
One really good co-ed, 4 male deals. Arizona State, 17,000 plus freshmen at Arizona State.
It's a wild, wild campus.
Yeah.
And the reputation of having some of the most attractive females in all of college sports. At least that's the reputation.
That's the reputation, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you guys know I'm a horrible judge. I think I can go to the Floribama and find 100 people better looking than Britney Spears. In her heyday.
Not Steffi Graf, though.
Yeah. All right. 2 more hours of the next round coming up on the Next Round platform exclusively. There'll be a new link for you to punch and jump on for us that we'll send out to you now. Always set your alerts. That way you know when we've got something new happening for you. And that starts in just a second. This is Sport and State.